Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. So I went shopping on Amazon for about 40 some dollars and picked up this Wavelink Communicator D3 dual bay docking station. Now it is USB 3.0. Plug and play, no drivers required, compatible with 2.5, 3.5 inch SATA, 1, 2, 3 HDD or SSD drives, supports hard drives up to 10 terabyte. Supports USAP 170% performance boosted, integrated SD and micro SD card readers, 2 USB 3.0 ports, Type A ports with 5 gigabits per second. Supports standalone one-button cloning, which is pretty handy. So if you're upgrading the hard drive in your computer, who wants to reload Windows or even a Mac OS? So if your operating system is intact really well and everything is working good, just pull your old hard drive out of your computer, slap in the old one and the new one, and it's a one-button thing, no software required, and makes a clone of whatever was on your computer at the time. So, now today we're not going to be able to do a cloning operation. However, we will have a video of that coming. But we can test out a few other things, that's for sure. So we do have a manual in, looks like multi-languages here. Pretty straightforward stuff. Frequently asked questions. Yeah, okay. System requirements. Full English section. So, basically in the middle of the book, that's our full English area. Pretty straightforward stuff. Alright, so, there's a lot of different choices out on the market. This one only had about 5 reviews on it total. One guy did get a lemon though, his first time around, and Amazon did replace it for him, no problems, and the new one has been working just great. So, let's hope we get a good one. Okay, so we've got our USB cable. It's nice they supply us with all the cables for this. Especially the USB cable, because a lot of times you don't get USB cables, and you should. Especially for what they cost. I mean, they're pretty cheap. So this part goes into the back. Oh, that's a funky looking cable. That could be why it comes with one. It's a specialty cable. And looks like we've got some thumb screws. Time to consult the manual, find out what these thumb screws are for. Oh, you know what? I bet those are for locking the drive in place. Okay. Doesn't really say anything. There's our power bar. So, when you're working with a 3.5 inch drive, they require 12 volt, 5 volt system, and of course, SATA drives and small serial ATA 2.5s only require the 5, so no problem there. I'm going to go hook this up and then we'll come right back. Alright guys, so we're back and we're all hooked in. I'm going to have to find a better place on my desk for this thing though. Anyways, the manual doesn't say anything about the thumb screws, but I did do a little alignment check, and it looks like if you're going to put a 3.5 inch hard drive in and you want to secure it in place, that's what the thumb screws are going to be for. So the instructions need to be a little bit clearer. So it doesn't matter which bay you use. but we're going to use this one, and your drive needs to face forward. You don't want the drive facing the back of you. So we just pop that in there like so. And it fired up my drive. Now is it going to mount it? Yes, it did. So my Macintosh HD drive is now here. So I don't know if you can see me moving this on the screen or not very well. But this is my original hard drive out of my Mac because I recently went to an SSD. So that has my full OS on it. And this is a drive that I actually need to wipe out. So while we are in here, let's actually wipe this drive. So, only volumes. So we've got Macintosh HD as our title drive. That's my Terra drive, and we are going to erase this sucker. And looks like we get APFS as the main system. Erase volume group. I need to completely format this out so that it's no longer an OS hard drive. Okay, successful. So let's go into this again. Erase. Now, if we go into show all devices, so collapse that one. Collapse this one. That's actually the Macintosh HD. So, erase again. So I want this as just a standard drive. So this is going to wipe out any of the other existing partitions that were there. Standard format, yep, because that's what it should come up with if I wanted to use it for a time machine. So we're going to say don't use. Done. And now we have only what we should have. Just the HD2, one full shot. Okay, so rock and roll. This is going to be, actually I should change my order. So I'm going to use this drive as basically like a dump drive for a while. It's still usable, it's just that it was having heating issues being inside, and I finally did get it to calm down and go green again basically. And we're going to check it and see where things are sitting with it now. And 99.1%, no issues found. Health indicators, power on hours, 77% is okay. Temperatures, 55% and 58%. So running outside of the computer, this thing is running way cooler. And that's good actually. So I can use this drive outside for as much as I want. You know, I've got lots of life there. I was running like 33% and I think it was like 43%, so that's by the time I cleaned all the dust bunnies out of the computer with the vacuum, and it went into the green. It was in the reds pretty bad, so I had a lot of junk to suck out of this machine. And even when I changed my hard drive to the new SSD, the temperatures didn't come up that much, even, well, not with this, well, this drive I wouldn't have known, but before I swapped it, I checked it after I cleaned the dust bunnies out, and it didn't come up that much, but it was just enough to give me green. But it's still kind of like, you know, the circulation isn't what it should be. So I figured, well, I'm going SSD anyway, run this thing as an external drive, but I don't have a big drive case for it, and this docking station is a good idea. You know, because you can put in, you know, any combination of either 2.5 or 3.5 inch drives, which is fine. I'm going to actually use the thumb screws to lock this in place though. But this thing is also hot swappable as well. Okay, and so if you want to take it out, in the case of a Mac, you have to, you know, drop the item to the trash can, and then you just simply pull it out. Now let's check out the front bay, make sure it's operational the way it should be. Yep, mounts right up, no problems. That's good. So now I've got a clean extra terabyte, which is awesome. So never hurts to have more storage. But I would run a program, like if you're on a Mac, we use a program called Drive DX, which is what I fired up to show health indicators and all that. You know, then you can kind of decide, you know, do you want to use this as a dump drive? Has it got enough life left in it? Being outside of the computer, everything is running really good with this drive. So I'm kind of like, well, that's good, you know, we're going to keep it. So I'm going to just run it as, you know, into the dock for now. I may buy a case for it down the road, I don't know, but otherwise, that's what I got the dock for. The other advantages of the dock, of course, is we have two USB 3.0 ports here. We have a micro SD, an SD, and of course we have charge ports. Okay, these are only for charging, and they're high performance chargers. So you can run those as well, and probably you can run everything all in one shot, I would imagine. We're going to try and actually add on to this. So I'm going to put my SSD card in here. So that's in. It's up. And I took some pictures actually of the box on this, because I needed a thumbnail for my video. So there's going to be our thumbnail for our video. So this is up and running. And let's plug in some USB sticks. My USB sticks are starting to die too, so it might take a little longer there. Not sure if we, oh yeah, there we go. There's our two USB sticks. Yeah, so this is our camera one here. So, move that out of the way. So these two here are my USB sticks. This is my micro SD. And of course, Macintosh H2 is our hard drive. So you can run all this stuff at the same time. I don't have a micro SD card handy, or I'd throw that in too. Plus you can charge your phone or your iPad, whatever you want off here that's a chargeable item, right? You can do all that at the same time. So that's pretty good. Unit works exactly as the way it's supposed to, which is great. So now I'm going to just chuck all these in one shot. So now we can unplug all of these. And it's just a push-in slot, so it's not a push and click. The micro SD might be a push and click, I don't know. We'll find out when I can get a chance to test that out, but everything else is working just fine, so that's kind of cool. Now, being that that's a charge port, it should actually be a power port for my light too. I should be able to do that, in theory. And yep, I can actually run my light off of there. So I can use it as a charge port or a light port, which is cool. Because right now, I'm actually using a power bank to run my light that I keep in front of my keyboard. So I don't have a lot of lighting over top of my head, so, you know, I need extra lighting in here. So that's all good to go. That works good. So I'm just going to put that out. And I'm going to turn this on the side, plug this back in. And this is where we're going to take the thumb screws out of here. Now, this is likely only going to work with a 3.5-inch drive for the thumb screws to secure them. But that's okay. Just so that they don't, there we go, they don't go in very deep. I would have expected them to go in a little deeper than that. Unless you got to turn it in with a screwdriver, but they are thumb screws. They only go in so far. That's okay though, it's still going to keep it there so it can't accidentally be yanked right out, so that's alright. I'm going to have to keep these other thumb screws in a safe place. But there you have it, Wavelink. So I will add the link in the description of the video for the Amazon link that I purchased from. You can find this in a few different spots on Amazon, and prices will vary. I actually saw one seller wanted $80, and I'm like, I really don't feel like spending 80 bucks, but you know, I think it was like 43 I paid for this, and that shipped to my door with Prime shipping. So I thought, well, hey, that's a great deal, and no taxes either, which was even better. So that was great. Starting to really love Amazon. Sometimes Amazon doesn't have the best deals price-wise. They can be a little, you know, crazy on price. But other times, they're actually really awesome on price, especially for something like this. You know, I think this was a really good deal. I don't foresee any problems with reading the 2.5-inch drives because we've tested both ports. And SATA and SD uses the same port configuration for plugging in with, so you know, you're all good to go there. And it knows the difference for voltage requirements automatically, so that's good. Like I say, we will test out the one-touch cloning operation. My wife's planning on actually doing an upgrade on her computer soon. I'm planning on upgrading my laptop's hard drive. Not that it needs it, it's in perfect health, but I want to go SD, because ever since I've gone SSD with my Mac, it is phenomenally faster. Boot times are incredible too. Program launching, all of it. So it's worth going to SSD drives in the whole. So I definitely say great idea. And the one-touch clone is nice because you don't even have to have this thing hooked to the computer as long as you got it plugged into the wall socket, because there is a power supply to feed because of all the stuff it's got to run. Plus, you know, these hard drives require 12 volt, 5 volt. You know, where the SSDs and regular SATAs 2.5s use the 5 volt line. But I think it works perfect. I mean, that's great, you know. Build quality seems to be alright, you know. I mean, it's not like a brick or anything. It's, you know, it's got a lot of plastic here, but, you know, that's okay. No big deal. I like the flaps because it kind of helps keep the dust sealing to a certain point, you know. But it'll actually, you know, it just pushes down with the different media that you need, right? So I like it. I think it's really good. As far as star rating goes, I would probably say that this, as far as I'm concerned, at this point, I'm going to say it's 4.5 out of 5. Okay, nothing's perfect, that's for sure. And the instructions, of course, do not mention the thumb screws at all. You know, but obviously, you know, there's a reason why they made the slots. There's a reason why they gave us screws, and obviously they are to secure your 3.5-inch drive down better. Okay, and you know, that's what they're for. So they need to improve the instructions a little bit. The proof in the pudding as far as, you know, drive copying goes, we'll find that out when it comes time, and that day that we do that, to whichever computer gets done first, I will be sure that we shoot a video of cloning the drive, and then we'll reinstall the drive and make sure everything went through okay. And this is for Mac or PC, so it doesn't matter if you're running Windows OS or Mac. The machine works on both. You know, they list out everything on the Amazon page of, you know, operating system versions and stuff. Now I'm running Mac OS Catalina, which is the newest Mac operating system, and we have no hassles and no drivers required, so hey, there shouldn't be any hassles anyways. But anyways, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do give this a like if you liked it, subscribe if you're not already, and click the bell for notifications for new uploads. Stay tuned for more on this device. I'll let you know too on the long term. You know, I may end up doing an update review on this thing eventually, or I may not, I don't know. But at least we were able to test out every single port except for the micro SD. And of course these two charge ports, they're the same port, so you know, if you want, we can make sure that this one was actually put together properly too. So I'll quickly do that. And yep, it works fine as well. So everything works good. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.